What's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, we've got a lot of buzz going around about the potential for Abraham Ford to be the crossover character that's going to be in both Walking Dead shows. A lot of people believe that we are going to see Abraham in Fear the Walking Dead. Now, personally, I love this idea. I think it would be amazing. I don't know how many people know this, but Abraham Ford is my favorite TV character in all of television. I think he was severely underused in The Walking Dead. I think he was killed off too early. It's a thorn in my side. I'm still not over it. I'm probably never going to be over it. It's just one of those things that I'm never going to forgive the show for doing. But there is the potential to bring the actor Michael Cudlitz back into the franchise and have him be in Fear the Walking Dead. Now, I'm hoping that if they do this, it's not just for a cameo or a surprise moment or like just a couple of scenes. Like, I want him to be in, like, all in the show. I want Abraham to be in like 10 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead or 20 episodes. I want him to be like on the main cast. If it's prequel Abraham, fine. You know, it can be. I'm not sure what exactly the timeline is in Fear the Walking Dead. I think when Abraham is first introduced in The Walking Dead with Eugene and Rosita, it's like 18 months into the apocalypse, maybe 20 or 24 months. It's kind of weird how they do the timeline. I don't think they know what they're doing because it really should. If you look at Carl, it should be like 5 or 6 fucking years into the apocalypse, but they're saying it's like 2. Well, he went from like a 10-year-old kid to this like 7-foot tall 20-year-old. At least that's what it looks like. So they don't really, you know, the timeline, I don't really know if anyone's actually keeping up with it that actually works on the show. I know we as fans try to keep up with the timeline, but the good thing about it is that it can be kind of loose and, you know, they can kind of play around with that. So we could have Abraham, you know, before he met Eugene, before he met Rick, while his family was still alive. He could be scouting out or, you know, going to look for food, water, you know, weapons. He could be trying to find other survivors. It could be anything. And it would be pretty easy to show Abraham in Fear the Walking Dead because at the end of Season 3, Proctor John says that they're going to go to Houston, Texas. And that's where Abraham was in the episode Self-Help. And all those flashbacks, that's where Abraham was. You know, he was in that convenience store with his family. And we know that that's his hometown. That's where he was raised and that's where he lived before the apocalypse started. So that, I mean, that's a crazy-ass coincidence. Proctor John could have said anything. He could, anywhere. He could have said, we're going to go to China, you know, like, he could have said anywhere, but he specifically said Houston, Texas. And this is not what started the Abraham rumors. A lot of people were already theorizing that Abraham would be the crossover character before the season finale aired. So before Proctor John talked about Houston, Texas, people were already speculating that Abraham would be the crossover character, including me. I believe I made a video about it before the episode aired. So the fact that Proctor John just says Houston, Texas, it's almost like a wink to the audience, like a nod to the audience. And I know that's not possible because they filmed the episode way like months earlier, but still, it's hard to ignore that coincidence. So I'm thinking there is a good chance that Abraham will be in Fear the Walking Dead. You know, and nothing would make me happier except for maybe Troy coming back from the dead. But hey, there's still hope for that, you know. But Abraham coming back to the show, to the franchise, you know, I think it would be so great to see Michael Cudlitz again. It would, you know, he was probably the most underrated aspect of The Walking Dead, underrated, underused. You know, they gave him a lot of funny dialogue and catchphrases, but if you read the comics, man, you can't help but feel like Abraham got underused so Daryl can grunt more and, you know, get covered in dirt. You know, I'm fine with Daryl grunting and getting covered in dirt. I just wish that Abraham could have shared that spotlight a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And I think having him be in Fear the Walking Dead would be a start. It would be a small chance to make up for it. He's still dead in the current timeline, but if you could put him in Fear the Walking Dead for like 2 seasons or 20 episodes, that would be a big step forward in giving Abraham fans the amount of time they wanted to spend with that character. Just imagine all the catchphrases Abraham could say that he hasn't said. Like, I've written my own list of catchphrases that Abraham could say. And if we're going to see him again, they better give him some damn catchphrases. They better give him some more funny lines. They better have him, say funny shit. And I think it's a no-brainer. I think Abraham, a lot of people don't like Fear the Walking Dead. A lot of people are like, oh, this show sucks. I only watch The Walking Dead. Putting Abraham in Fear the Walking Dead would change a lot of people's minds. I think it would get a lot of people talking about it. It would get a lot of buzz going. And I just think it would be terrific for the actor, for the character, to see him again, to get a little bit more story with him, and, get more catchphrases. And, I hope that if they do it, it's not just like a 1-episode thing. I know that maybe 10, 20 episodes, 2 seasons, that's probably a lot to ask. But I hope it's not just like 1 episode or 1 little surprise cameo. They're already building it up as this big thing. And season 4 is nowhere near, being filmed or, premiering. It's going to be another 7, 8 months, 6 months, I think. And, they're already talking about it. Like, the writers and producers, they're already building it up as this big event. So if Abraham's going to be in Fear the Walking Dead, if that's the big event, it should be more than an episode. It should be more than a cameo. It should be something that's serious, that has a real impact on the show. Also, there is a way to put Abraham in the show for several seasons, for many, many episodes. This is going to sound crazy. I'm going to lose my entire fan base. I'm going to lose all my subscribers. But there is a way to actually, really sort of bring Abraham back. Not just bring him back, but bring him back from the dead. So, we know that officially Fear the Walking Dead is a spin-off of The Walking Dead, that they take place in the same universe. But, if you look at both shows, they seem really different. The Walking Dead is more like this, Shakespearean tragedy type of thing. It's a lot more dramatic. It's not really realistic. It really is kind of a soap opera. Robert Kirkman himself has said The Walking Dead is a soap opera. And it is a soap opera. It's dramatic as hell. The dialogue is dramatic as hell. And no one talks like how you would talk in the real life. It really does kind of feel like a theater play written by Shakespeare. And Fear of the Walking Dead doesn't really seem like it. Especially the first couple of seasons. I watched those and I was like, I couldn't believe that this takes place in the same universe as The Walking Dead. It just seems so much more grounded, so much more realistic, semi-realistic, kind of like The Shield. And I feel like that Fear the Walking Dead did a much better job depicting what the zombie apocalypse would actually feel like and seem like. And The Walking Dead is just kind of like a soap opera. It's really dramatic, and that's fine. It is what it is. But I kind of find it hard to believe that they take place in the same universe. Michael Cudlitz himself has said that it would be weird to have a character from The Walking Dead be in Fear the Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead kind of gets away with things that Fear can't get away with. The Walking Dead can have a woman with a katana or a sword, and a guy with a crossbow and a guy with a bat, and all these kind of almost animated, cartoony, over-the-top kind of characters, and Fear the Walking Dead is too realistic for that. And so far, we've had no moment that really confirms that they take place in the same universe. You could call Fear the Walking Dead something else. It could be called, Zombie Outbreak. I'm not saying that'd be a good title, or like The End, or Planet Zombie, or something silly like that. Maybe not a silly title, but if you called it something that didn't have The Walking Dead in it, people wouldn't know it's a spin-off, because it's so different from the style of The Walking Dead, and the rules are kind of different. Like in I think Mr. Evil Cheese said this. I was watching one of his videos the other day, but in the first episode of The Walking Dead, Glenn and Rick have to like cover themselves with guts, and it starts raining and it goes off a little bit, and the zombies instantly notice. In Fear the Walking Dead, Nick just gets like a little bit of blood and rubs it on him like a little bit of like marker. That's what it looks like. Just a little bit. He just rubs a little bit on his face, and that's supposed to do the job. So the rules are kind of different in both shows. So what I'm getting at is, what if they don't take place in the same universe? What if it's completely different universe in Fear the Walking Dead? I think it would make more sense. Stylistically, it would make more sense. In that way, if they put Abraham Ford in Fear the Walking Dead, they can change everything. He doesn't have to. His story does not have to lead to what happens to him in The Walking Dead. He doesn't have to, lose his family or meet Eugene or meet Rick. He could just stay on Fear the Walking Dead. It could be just an alternate reality Abraham Ford, kind of like Star Trek always had those alternate reality what if episodes. Abraham Ford could just stay on the show, and it could be an alternative Abraham Ford. It could be an alternative universe. That way, we could have Abraham be on the show for as long as we want. He wouldn't have to die. He could literally be brought back from the dead, not dead anymore. I mean, we already have two Abrahams. We have comic Abraham and TV Abraham. So now we could just have Fear the Walking Dead Abraham, and they could not make the mistake they made in The Walking Dead. They could not kill him off. They could keep him around, keep giving him story, give Michael Cudlitz a chance to show off his acting talents, give him more catchphrases. It would be awesome. And let's be honest, I mean, there's so many people that are unhappy with Fear the Walking Dead. There's so many haters. If the shows did not take place in the same universe, who would really give a fuck? I mean, if we could get 40 episodes of Abraham, and have him just never die, and just have it be an alternate reality Abraham, just have the show be an alternate reality, like they don't take place in the same universe at all, and just keep Abraham on the show, I think that would be awesome. I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm not saying it's realistic, but I think that would be awesome, because, I think that would be the best move. A lot of people are unhappy with Fear the Walking Dead, and having Abraham be on Fear the Walking Dead and just have it be an alternate reality where his story does not lead into what happens in The Walking Dead, I think that would be awesome. I think that would be great. I think it'd be a really good way to utilize Michael Cudlitz in a way that he never had the chance to be utilized in The Walking Dead. I mean, just think about this. In Terminator 3, they killed off Sarah Connor, off-screen, she's dead. That didn't stop them from making the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and that show, she's not dead anymore. So, you can, reckon stuff like that. You can change stuff like that and have it be an alternative what if, why not? I don't think it would be a big deal to have Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead be two separate worlds. I think it would be fine. I feel like they're already two separate worlds, because the style and the way people act and the way the walkers look, it's different in both shows. Anyway, yeah, I think it'd be really cool to see Abraham again. I hope that he's the crossover character. I hope that they have it just be an alternate reality where Abraham just stays on the show and what happens to him in The Walking Dead does not happen. I think that would be great. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be really cool to see that. I think it would improve the ratings of Fear the Walking Dead. Having Michael Cudlitz be a part of the show for that long, he can't do wrong. He was in the worst episodes of The Walking Dead. Michael Cudlitz was still perfect. So I think it would make Fear the Walking Dead better. I think it would be a really smart move to make, and I think it would be awesome. But no matter what, I hope that Abraham is the crossover character that we're going to see, and I hope it's more than an episode. I hope it's more than a surprise cameo. I hope it's something serious. I hope we get to see a lot of him in Fear the Walking Dead, and yeah, I just hope that that's what they do. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. Let me know what you would like to see next. Anyway, I'm Spencer Rhodes. I will see you guys later. Bye.